Hell yeah, it is. Oh.
Otherworldlyculture.com.
MickeyandMinnie.com.
What?
An umpire and a vampire square off week after week, reviewing movies outside their own strike zone. This week's movies, the 2004 Miracle and the 2020 Freaky, starring Vince Vaughn, Kurt Russell, Catherine Newton, Patricia Clarkson, and a lot of hockey players. Now two guys who definitely believe in miracles. Tim Kretschmann and Jeff Miller.
That's us.
Hey!
I'm the Jeff Miller.
You're the Jeff Miller character.
Right. Yes.
We know him as the ump.
That's right. And I review horror movies. To my chagrin, that is my task week after week.
Because he loves them. Because he loves them.
I can say that I'm starting to
You're warming to him. I think I'm hardening to the sports movies. Now, if Jeff was aged in dog years, he'd be fertilizing my lawn instead of sitting in that chair.
Wow.
That is the ump. Jeff Miller, Jeff Killer Miller, over there.
Tell you what, when I leave tonight, I'll fertilize some of your lawn if you keep it up.
Wow.
I got something brewing.
Wow.
I got something brewing.
Well, we know you like the Brewers.
Yeah,
So,
except for Craig Counsell.
You love Craig Counsell. This is such... He denies. And we all know that's his favorite brewer of all time.
Oh, my God,
no. It's a little bit sickening, but it's true.
Please no. Anyways.
Hey, yeah, so the concept of Dead on the Bases, he's a sports fan, so he watches horror movies. That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
And I love horror movies, so he has me watch sports movies, which makes even more sense.
That's right. And sometimes the sports movies
nonsense, maybe.
Maybe nonsense.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? We both have a lot to talk about on today's show.
We do?
We do.
All right.
And it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be talking again. We're going to be talking about why is the chat room still up.
Yeah, you can't even see the picture.
There we go. Hey. We're going to be talking about Miracle with Kurt Russell.
Greatest sporting events of all time, probably.
And we're going to be talking about Freaky with Vince Vaughn.
Hell yes, we are.
But you know what,
Can't
Jeff?
wait. What?
All this talking about sports all the time, and you see I'm wearing
I didn't know. I was going to ask you about
hockey jersey of some sort.
Are you?
Yeah, this is the Mesopotamian Ravens.
Seriously?
Is what I'm wearing. Certainly.
No, it's not. You're making this crap up, aren't you?
Anyway, I thought I would wear because of the Olympics going on right now. And Jeff, as you know, sometimes we go to the sports zone over here.
Oh, there you go. I like this. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
And I was watching some sports, and I thought you might want to commentate on it.
Sure.
Would you like to see the clip?
It's probably going to be a parakeet, but let's see it. Oh, look at this. Kick ass. That's awesome. That's curling at its best. That's awesome.
That was great stuff, wasn't it?
That was.
Let's watch that one more time. There he goes.
Yeah. I'm surprised he hopped on there.
You know, I tried that once, but that little handle, it kind of hooked into my anus, and that was painful stuff.
Oh my God.
It was.
So have you been watching any of the Olympics? A little bit at least?
I've watched very little. You know, it's the Olympics. It's the same thing, but they break records every time somehow. Yeah. Even though they're doing exactly the same thing over and over and over again. I
love the Winter Olympics. I
prefer them to the Summer Olympics.
I do. Yeah. Summer Olympics, I can do all that stuff. I can't do everything that they do in the Winter Olympics. I can't. I've never bobsled. I've never luged. I never skeleton.
You never luged.
No. I loogied. I never luged. Anyways.
We'll have to ask your wife about that one.
Anyways, the U.S. is coming around, and they're starting to win some gold medals. So I think we're going to be in good shape.
Oh yeah, we will rock you. I think we're going to win.
Oh my God, this will be good.
I think we're going to win curling. I think we're gonna.
I don't even know where we stand in curling right now. I know that
there's only 78 more games to go, so
it's close. They start that curling competition in July.
They're almost
just
done.
So you know.
They'll still be going a month from now.
Hey,
your
thing went up there. Let them know how to find you. Your thing was up there.
I can hit that again. Hold on. That one.
Yep.
Tim at otherworldlyculture.com. Hey, everybody. I saw the movie Miracle. Miracle with Kurt Russell. Miracle is a 2004 movie. It's about the United States men's ice hockey team. It was made 24 years after the event. Led by head coach Herb Brooks, who is played by Kurt Russell, who did a pretty good job.
Did a great job. Fantastic
job. His accent.
Yep.
He had a bit of a...
you have a bit of a volume control.
He had a bit of an accent on there. So... sorry about that. The gist of the story is about the Miracle on Ice, which probably is, if somebody's putting together a top 10 sporting events of all time, it's got to be in there.
I would like to say it this way. That would be on my Mount Rushmore of sporting events. I think it's one of the 4 best sporting events ever.
Well,
ever. It is. Being from the United States, of course. Someone from Russia or China or whatever wouldn't think that.
Probably hate it. But
it's a... Okay, go ahead.
The thing is, because it was the Olympics and it was international, it pretty well was an international incident that occurred. Yep. And it happened at exactly the right time.
That's correct too, Tim. You're 100% right. It happened
exactly at the right time, because at that moment in American history, people were feeling pretty down about America.
Yeah, you're right.
Anybody that ever owned a 1970s car knows why. Because we weren't doing very good at making cars.
Nope.
We had the gas crisis going on.
Yep.
People were jumping into our embassy and nabbing people in Iran.
Yep.
What else was going on? We were still getting over... we were getting over Vietnam and Nixon. There was Afghanistan. There's Watergate. People are still yakking about. We just were pretty down on the USA. And the Russians have been dominating for about 20 years in hockey, where they were just... It wasn't even close. It was kind of like Chloe Khan yesterday, where she was just beating the hell out of everybody, and she's like, "I'm going to do this one for fun." It was like Shaun White was.
Shaun White is like Michael Phelps.
Yeah, I mean, it was like they were just dominant.
They were professionals too.
They were professional, which was the big fight at the time.
Yep.
Why do they get to use professionals and we don't? And it was shortly after that we started using professionals all the time, and the Olympics stopped meaning anything, in my opinion.
You're right. Absolutely.
But at that time, that was the first time I remember, and you're about my age, that was the first time I remember. You're younger, of course. But,
no, I'm not. I'm older.
He's younger. But... that was the first time I remember hearing the USA chant.
Really?
USA.
I think that'd be about the same for me, too.
Yeah, I mean, that I remember.
Where else were you hear it?
Wrestling.
Okay.
I used to hear it a lot when the Iron Sheik was going up against the British Bulldogs of all people. And it's like, they're the British Bulldogs. Why are you yelling USA?
Yeah.
Like, it's not the U.S., guys. I know they're on the right side of this East-West conflict, but no.
No, they're not. No.
Yeah, so... But there was a rise of USA nationalism that I think is a direct result of this event.
Yep.
This was right when Reagan was just going into the White House. Carter was departing, tail between his legs. And, it was the beginning of a turnaround of feeling good about being an American again.
It was, absolutely. 100% right.
And a lot of it was locked into this event. So I think I've told you a lot about how important the event is. what's good about this movie is it articulates it without banging you over the head with it. It starts with the opening credits kind of showing you the U.S. was not in its best times and kind of setting the milieu for people that don't remember or lived through this, where we were as a nation. And we get into it, and it really does a nice job laying that all out. And then they show Kurt Russell, who does a perfect accent of a Minnesotan. He's like the opposite of Ted Lasso, right? He's the badass coach that is willing to work his guys until they puke.
Kirby's.
Yeah, they were just he was absolutely awful to them.
Yep.
To get their best. And nobody expected anything out of this team because they had met, 8 months before the game. They were just starting to play fairly decent hockey. They had their butts handed to them 2 days before the Olympics began by these Russians.
Yeah, smoked like a bong.
Oh.
They did.
Okay. So...
Where's my Cheech and Chong graphic? You don't have one? There's no way.
Nothing is working tonight.
Okay,
Come on.
Go. You don't even have one.
I'm pressing buttons.
I know. She said.
What?
Nothing.
You're making fun of me again, and it hurts my feelings, as you know. It does. It hurts my feelings. This'll do it.
We're good.
Unbelievable. I'm just going to keep hitting buttons, and it's not going to work.
Okay.
It's very upsetting to me. I'm going to cry.
Don't.
I think I am.
Don't.
I don't know why you're always telling me what to do. It hurts my feelings.
So anyways, back to the movie.
Why?
So
Are you telling me people don't like our banter?
They do. So down here, you'll see the picture of Jim Craig as the goalie. And Jim Craig actually...
Jumpin' Jim Bronzell is the goalie.
So Jim Craig, the thing about him is he saved 33 of 36 shots on goal.
It was crazy. Where was the rest of the team?
I don't know.
That's my question.
But look, just imagine what he did. At 33 shots he stopped. That's amazing.
That's
from professionals, and he's a college kid.
Yeah, that is completely out of control. Don't worry, we're still going.
No, I know. I can see it over here.
Things.
I'm in delay over here.
I'm fixing things on the fly, everybody. It's really exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're right. Those Herbies that I mentioned, that was after I think they tied Finland or
they
Norway.
They didn't do particularly well.
No, it was a tie or something, and it would have kicked them out of their bracket. And Herb Brooks said, "Nope, you guys are doing
until you die.
Until you die, right?
Yeah.
And it's back and forth across the rink, and there's gates. And this is after the game. This is after they just put in all this time at the game. They had to do these what they called Herbies, which was a statement of endearment, probably.
I don't think so.
No, I know it wasn't.
Yeah, I think he was lucky his first name wasn't Dick.
They did Dickies.
I think they would have called him Dick to his face quite a few times. And what I read in something that I was doing, they said, Kurt Russell actually was nicer than the actual guy in the movie. They actually softened his character. And I'm like, well, they did soften it a lot.
I think they talked to a player and they said, Herb Brooks never would have done that. He had no time for us.
Yeah, it was like he attended a Christmas party.
Yeah. And he said he never would have attended a party.
Yeah, it's no, he doesn't do these things. That's not part of what he does. In any event, I thought it did a great job. It's set that 70s with an opening montage. They had the avocado greens in the background. People were wearing checkered pants.
Yes.
I mean, you really feel like you're in the middle of that time. The songs that they were playing in the background, I remember from late 70s. they had the end of Rockford Files playing at one point, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. So it was really kind of neat. And as I watched the movie, I'm kind of like, was the American team that good? What conclusion do you have?
I think they just caught the Russians at the right time. I think so what they say in sports a lot is a team is peaking. So the American squad peaked at the very right time. They peaked at the right time, and the Russians weren't where they should have been.
I think it was absolutely brilliant of Herb Brooks to have them compete against the Russians 2 days before.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Because the Russians completely looked past them.
Yep.
They looked completely past them, and they said, shit, we saw these guys a week ago. I'm sorry. We saw these guys a week ago, and we wiped our hind end with them. Right?
Yeah.
They're like, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. We can take these guys. We're gonna blast them. This is nothing. And by doing that, the Russians weren't expecting them. They were starting to come together as a team. And there's something that I talk about, the competitions, that I watch a lot of are these beauty pageants.
Yeah.
And we talk about this in beauty pageants. You see, it's just like sometimes it's your week. I guess in football, they always talk about any given Sunday.
Yeah.
It was just the right time. They showed up, and they were ready to go. Now, the thing that I didn't understand.
Okay.
There were a couple things. First of all, I noticed that none of them brought their cars. The other thing, there was no scene where they were putting the foil on. And there were absolutely no scene. They kept calling the Hanson brothers the Coneheads. I didn't understand any of that.
What are you talking about? This isn't Slapshot.
It's a hockey movie, ain't it?
Yeah, ain't it, eh?
Isn't that part of the game? You put on the foil?
No.
That's how you prep.
Yeah, but
that's how you prep, damn
it. These are college kids.
Don't mess with me.
How many guys do you think were from Wisconsin on the team?
I know there was one.
Yeah.
Because they mentioned him, and I think he's like famous in Madison, and he got a place named after him. I think it was a pizza palace or something.
Well, there was 2 guys from Wisconsin on that team.
One was named Suter.
Yep. The other was Johnson.
Okay, and Johnson was actually, he made some goals, I think.
He was the MVP of the hockey of the Olympics, of the hockey Olympics.
Now, was he one of the Coneheads or not one of the Coneheads?
No, I don't think he was.
Okay. But he seemed to be the guy. I was like, this is kind of the hero of the game here, this guy.
Yep, but you hear a lot of Mike Eruzione, and you hear a lot of Jim Craig.
Yeah.
And it was...
Well, Craig saved everybody's butt.
30...
That was ridiculous.
33 of 36... But then Eruzione was supposed to come out and get the gold medal as the team captain. And then he called, and if you remember, he calls his whole team out there. And that was really cool, too. I mean, no one's ever done that before. He calls his whole team to stand up on the podium.
Yeah.
That's
cool stuff.
It's really great. A lot of those guys are from Minnesota, so obviously Herb knew of them.
Minnesota and Boston.
And Boston, yeah. You got a couple from North Dakota and a couple from Wisconsin.
Who knew something good could come of Boston?
You always
It's time.
There. You always go there somehow.
It's time. Know. Why is nothing working tonight? The Horror Realm picture is not the Horror Realm. Where is this darn thing? Why?
You're kind of like the Russians tonight, aren't you?
I'm getting so mad.
Wow. I think I'm going to end up being the MVP. I'm the Americans. USA.
Horror Movie Connection. There it is. Now.
Wow, there you go. I can name a couple things.
Good grief. Okay, go ahead.
I'm just going to go with the one that I know is like Kurt Russell. Yeah. And I know he was in it was in the Quentin Tarantino movie, and it was...
That's not a horror movie.
Death Proof, it doesn't count?
Death Proof, I'll count.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. And then the other one was is Escape from New York and L.A. Are those both horror movies?
They're directed by a horror movie director, John Carpenter.
Yep.
So I put them on the cusp.
Oh, wait. What about Little Trouble in Big Trouble in Little China?
Yes, also done by John Carpenter.
Okay, I'm done. I don't know anymore.
Okay, and I'll mention the obvious one. The Thing!
Oh, I saw that! I love that movie! The Thing was a great movie. If you get a chance to watch that horror movie, it was great.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, he's going to bring up the Thing. Never comes out.
The Thing, yes! The Thing is
Never
great.
comes out of his goddamn mouth.
And I love winter movie or like snowy movies.
Oh my god. And then we have
The Thing.
Yeah. Jesus.
No, seriously, I totally blanked on that.
All right. Patricia Clarkson, who played the wifey boo.
Yeah.
She was in an episode of Tales of the Crypt.
Okay.
She was in Green Mile, which is an adaptation of a Stephen King novel.
Wait a second.
No.
The Green Mile, is that with Tom Hanks? Is
Yes.
that about the...
Yes.
How is that a horror movie? A guy in prison. How is that a horror
It's
movie?
supernatural, dude. You
The
think
green
that stuff
thing?
happened for real?
I never saw the movie.
Okay.
I just know there's a guy in jail and he's walking to the death row.
And
I'm being dead serious.
yeah, it's not the most horror movie aspects, but it's got a little bit of it.
So there's some supernatural stuff in there?
What?
There's some supernatural, like, it's not just a guy in prison?
There's a little supernatural stuff.
Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
There's a little supernatural naughtiness. And then there's...
Naughtiness? What the hell?
Shutter Island. Shutter Island that
saw
she
that.
was also in. And that one kind of is on the line between thriller and horror, so...
That's with DiCaprio, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is. Then you have Noah Emmerich. That was the ginger coach.
Yeah.
Okay. He's been in The Walking Dead, but he also was in Super 8, which I really
I've seen that
enjoyed.
movie.
Yeah, so he was in that one. I really like him as an actor, that Noah Emmerich. I liked his character in there.
Take your living.
And then the doc, Kenneth Walsh.
Yeah.
He might have looked familiar to horror movie fans because he's been in a few. He was in the 2005 The Fog. He was in the recently released The Void, which is good for about 40 minutes and then just turn off. He was in the Lizzie Borden Chronicles. That's something actually my parents watched and they liked. The Lizzie Borden Chronicles. Can you believe it?
Really?
Yeah.
Is it like a reenactment of what Lizzie Borden did?
A little bit and a lot of revisionist history. And she doesn't just stop. She just keeps on plowing through people.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's actually a really good series.
Yeah, I won't be seeing that.
Yeah, you won't. No. Kenneth Walsh was also in The Exorcism of Emily Rose, one that I'm sure Jeff would like to see.
I'm not going to ever see that.
Erie, Indiana. He was in a couple of the episodes of that. He was in the new version of The Outer Limits.
Holy
He's
cow.
been in The X-Files. And he was in a movie called Of Unknown Origin with Peter Weller. Do you know what Of Unknown Origin is about?
I don't have a clue.
I'm going to watch Jeff's face. It's about a giant rat that lives in somebody's house. It's about, eek, eek, eek. But that rat is approximately the size of your dog.
Oh, of Tango.
In that movie, yeah.
Well, you know what? I got to get you some pictures of Tango. I like to see Tango every once in a while come up on here. You could put Tango up there every once in a while, couldn't you?
I can't get horror movie. Let me try again. Let's try this. Doot, 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 doot. I get the sound effect and it didn't go on.
The sound effect is good, though.
The sound effect is solid.
It's okay. See, I filled you up to go with solid, and I'm like, it's okay.
Man. I just come in here on Thursdays to go get beat down by Jeff.
Not even close.
It's beat down Tim time.
Now we're not even on TV anymore.
That's because I'm trying to fix something yet again while the show is going.
Trogdor's
There's the
put up
problem.
some skulls. I don't get that. Tim's face waiting for the thing. Oh, so he knew he was in the thing also?
Yeah, I knew that Kurt Russell was in the thing.
Did Trogdor know that?
Everybody on the face of the planet is aware that he was in the thing.
Yeah, I know he was in the thing too. I just forgot.
Yeah, literally, I was sitting here going, how much is Jeff gonna milk this now? And how is he gonna get into it? And then he goes, that's it. What? Because this is the same guy, by the way. Jeff tells me, oh, if I see that thing as a poster,
I'm getting it.
And he's constantly showing me like fan art, and he's like, I'm getting this.
I'm getting the thing. I am. Hell yes, I am.
He comes in here. Yeah, Kurt Russell was in Escape from New York. Why does he keep doing this? Why?
Well, it's a son of a gun. I mean, all right. And you know what? And you remember when I watched that? Remember I watched it like back to back. 2 days in a row I watched that. Do you remember that?
I remember that. Because you came in and you had a theory of how that thing went from person to person.
I did.
You had theories.
I did. I loved it. I loved that movie. I don't even know why, but I did.
That is the type of movie you like, is where you can sit there and figure it out.
I know.
Because you always come in here.
I know.
And you're all, this is on the wrong thing again.
Yes, I know. I mean, what are you doing even anymore? Isn't it halftime yet?
It is now.
If the buttons work.
Honest to freaking God.
What is this?
I am hitting the button.
No, what are these Martians? What is this?
What is it?
Yeah.
That's the chat room trolling us.
I know, but what are those Martian things? What are they supposed to mean?
You know what? That guy that's doing that?
Yeah, it's Trogdorst.
He's weird. He's a weird guy.
Yeah, going to Shakey's Pizza.
honest. I gotta fix this before we get any further, because it's gonna screw up the whole show. Yeah, keep doing that, Trogdor.
Well,
he's trolling us. Do you see it? He's trolling us.
So
why is he doing that?
No, there's nothing better to do.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I'm gonna talk about.
Anyways, enough of that.
So the Super Bowl is this weekend.
Is anybody watching it?
You're watching the Super Bowl this year. You're definitely watching.
I am not watching it.
Not you, but other people, like other real people, are gonna watch it. So
not unreal people,
real people. You're the one who says you're 600 years old or something like that. But anyways,
I am.
I mean, his fingers has got to get tired by pushing all that. He's not letting anybody else comment on anything. He's taking up all the space.
A little bit of a monster.
So, anyways, now with the Super Bowl this weekend, a couple quick things for people that are going to watch it. You got the Bengals, who are going to be in for the first time since 1988.
You know, I love the song "Walk Like an Egyptian."
Very funny. That's Susanna Hoffs. And that's the Bengals. This is the
Bengals.
This is the Tiger. Hooday!
I'm learning things.
So what you want to do is when you're watching the game and you're rooting for the Bengals, you want to yell, Hooday! Hooday!
Jeez.
And so they haven't been in the Super Bowl since 1988. You have the Los Angeles Rams. They're going to be in the Super Bowl. And, now you got that out.
Yeah.
And they have Matt Stafford, who came over from the Detroit Lions last year. So he's getting to his first Super Bowl. It's going to be a lot of fun. The Rams are playing in their home field. They're favored by 4 points right now. Mm-hmm. The over-under is 48. I'm saying take the Bengals in the money line. Bengals are going to win this game outright.
You think that's going to happen?
Bengals are going to win the game outright. Guaranteed.
Guaranteed. Guarantee.
I guarantee the Bengals will win outright. You don't need the 4 points.
Really? Okay.
I have money down on this, so it'll happen. I love Vegas. Vegas is awesome. I think if I could...
You talk about Vegas on your Facebook feed.
I do.
A fair amount of the time.
I love Facebook. I don't love Facebook. I love Vegas. I do. I don't even know why. It's
now, do you like the old time Vegas or?
I could go with the old time Vegas. I like, all these pictures are coming up lately of like the 80s and the 90s, and I wish like when I was just turning 21 or whatever, I would have went out there, because that would have been like what would have been 67. That would have been like 91 or.
That's 92. When it was the most seedy, though.
No, but that would have been cool. You got. I don't know. Now it's so commercialized.
Hey, it's really very sanitized at this point in its history.
It's terrible now.
Poor Jeff.
No, but Las Vegas, if you get a chance to go, I would say go to Las Vegas. Have you been to Las Vegas?
Sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Where'd you stay? Do you remember?
One time I stayed, it was Aladdin's before it turned into Planet Hollywood.
Yeah.
and one time we stayed in Treasure Island. So, yeah. Okay.
Did you see the Treasure Island show?
You know what? I don't think I ever saw that, and here we are staying at the Treasure Island.
It's defunct now. No, it doesn't even happen anymore.
Yeah. All right. You know what time it is?
I love this.
Okay, I got.
That's right.
It's not working from the button, so I am doing everything manual. Let's see if this will work.
We will return you to the regularly scheduled program in just a moment. But first, let's make some merch money.
Jeez.
I'm thinking about getting coasters, and I'm thinking about getting tumblers, like Yetis. I don't know, man. I think we got a market going. I don't know. Open it up mosquito style.
That was fake news.
That's good.
Pumpkin basketball.
Yes! Fish and freaking chips. Awesome! Tim!
I tell you.
Tim, you amaze me every week.
Those were the days.
Do you remember
right?
Fish and Chips?
Oh, I do.
Tim!
I remember it very well.
Tim, you amaze me every week with these because it really brings back memories. Jeez, man. It's awesome. Good stuff.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you don't even care. Anyways, Freaky.
No, I do care, but I just pressed a button that didn't work again, so we're back in this mode. So we're going to try this and see how it goes.
Ooh,
Jeff,
2 of me, 3 of me.
What have you been watching, buddy?
The Olympics. I was watching the Olympics earlier today. And then yesterday
Thank you, Jeff.
Then yesterday I was watching Gordon Ramsay. Or, I mean, do you want to know the movie or do you want to know what I'm watching? You got to be more specific. And if I didn't say it right, you have to be more specific. Like the Pacific Rim.
I'm
actually
contemplating how much time would I do in prison.
Well, if you're at the Green Mile, it might be some freaky stuff going on. Anyways, all right, so I did watch the movie Freaky. It's a 2020 movie. And honestly, I was looking forward to seeing this. Kind of and kind of not. First of all, not because it's got Vince Vaughn in it, but then Tim told
You do not like Vince Vaughn.
No, because he plays the same character every freaking time. But Tim's like, he doesn't play the same type of character. He says, this is probably something you're going to like. And you know what? Tim was 100% correct. That's
usually the experience.
This is a slasher movie. It's similar to that of Death Day. It's similar to that of maybe Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer. This is my kind of game right here. This is my jam.
All right.
That's my initials. Jam. It's my jam. Anyways, so and I kind of want to watch these clips, but I kind of don't. Look at it. And Catherine Newton. She plays this role.
She kills it.
She owned this movie. She played this role so good.
Before we go any further, explain the main concept and why it's called Freaky.
Okay, it's called Freaky. Thank you. It was originally going to be called Freaky Friday the 13th because everything takes place on the 13th, but they didn't want to confuse it with Friday the 13th, and they didn't want to confuse it with the movie Freaky Friday. In the original Freaky Friday, a mom and a daughter switch places somehow. The mom is the daughter is the mom. So in this, what happens is a serial killer is switched with this girl from high school who's kind of like bullied and all that. So she's
it's a body switch movie.
Body switch movie.
Now, I got some statistics on that. There are a lot of body switch movies. The one that everybody refers to as Freaky Friday, made in 1976.
I saw it honestly, I saw that up at the drive-in, 24 Outdoor.
That'd be a good place to see it because it's a good family film and all that. Before that, there was a movie called Turnabout, and Here Comes Mr. Jordan.
Never heard of either of those.
18 Again, Like Father, Like Son, Big, which most people think of, Heaven Can Wait, and what I think is possibly Steve Martin's greatest performance, All of Me.
Didn't see it.
And then there's also Being John Malkovich, if you really want to go
see that one either.
Into something. But there's been a lot of body switch movies. When I started looking at it, I'm like, holy cow.
The Change Up is one with Justin Bateman and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I didn't even get that one.
Oh, would you consider Face Off being one or not really?
I think it kind of is.
It kind of is.
I think it is. Just because it isn't some magic talisman that time.
I don't know.
Yeah, because they're playing each other. And that's why I think these are popular. You get to see an actor playing a different type of character than you're used to. Yep. You're playing against the stereotypes. And here you have a girl that's maybe 5'2".
Yep.
Playing a 6'5" behemoth serial killer.
Yep.
And you have the 6'5" guy playing a little petite teenage girl.
She kills this. When she turns into him,
she's a totally different person.
She kills it. I mean, there's other movies where you're like, whatever, but too bad she couldn't get an Oscar for this or something, because she played that role great. Vince Vaughn, he can always do this. He always can act like a girl or whatever. I get that. But her role, I would watch this movie again just to watch her, because she does a great job.
She does a lot of interesting things. Now, I will say, they both build each other's characters.
They do.
Because there are things that Vince Vaughn does before he switches.
Yep.
That you definitely see Catherine doing.
Yes.
And vice versa.
Uh-huh.
But I think why I'm more impressed with Catherine Newton's performance is from time to time, she tries to fool people that she's still the little girl. What was it, Millie or something like that was her name?
Millie, yeah. She's like screams like, help, save me.
Yeah, help, save me. And you're like, no, don't trust that guy.
Yeah.
Where Vince Vaughn, when he's playing the woman, he's never lying. Never says, I'm the big tough bad guy. No. Never does that, because it's not in her nature.
Because it's Millie inside of him, and she wants to get out.
And so she gets to play a lot of different layers.
Yeah.
And that really is impressive. And she's just, at the beginning of the movie, she is such a little mess.
She's a mess.
She's a little mess.
She's getting bullied. I mean, she just has it really bad. And I mean, if anything, this helps her out.
What you see happen, in my opinion, you watch the confidence that comes from a guy that's 6'5" that can throw people through a wall, move into this girl that's afraid of her own shadow.
Right. Yeah. And the thing of it is that when Vince Vaughn has Catherine Newton's body or whatever inside of him, he can't do anything. And it's funny because he has no strength then. Even though physically looking at him, he has it.
Yeah.
He doesn't have it. And I think that they played that off really well too.
By the way, you're a sports guy. Do you think a guy that's 6'5" has that much of an advantage physically?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you're setting me up for something here, but yeah, I do. Why? What are you setting me up for, Tim?
I'm not setting you up for
anything. Your
anything.
questions are always laden with something.
Why do you not trust me?
I don't even know. I always look over my shoulder. I think somebody's coming out of that closet. But anyways, yeah, so what happens?
What I didn't understand is he's stabbing people, right?
Yeah.
Right? He's stabbing people.
When? Before the switch?
Yeah, he's a stabber. But then...
You suck. I don't know what's going to happen here. Go ahead.
But then he decides he's going to start strangling because he puts on the mask of the most massive choker of all time. Thank you. It was a long way to go,
but you got there.
I got there.
You got there. So yeah. I'll weave us into that part, and then they'll know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So, I thought that was a great little piece. I couldn't believe that was the mask. But anyway, so and he's walking around.
We forget that he's one of the most famous quarterbacks,
regular season quarterbacks of all time.
Yeah, he doesn't ever get into.
So
anyway.
What happens is when Millie is in Vince Vaughn's body and he's got to walk around places, they're afraid he's going to be recognized. So they find a mask. They find a mask of Aaron Rodgers that he has to wear.
Right.
And the director pulled this from the idea of Michael Myers wearing a William Shatner mask.
Right.
Right, but it's funny because the only thing I thought of when he had that mask on.
Don't hit the microphone.
Yep.
Nothing to you.
The only thing I thought of when he had that mask on, and correct me if I'm wrong, Didn't he remind you of the bug guy in Men in Black? Walking, the way he was walking.
When
he was walking, it reminded me of that walk. I thought of that immediately.
Yeah, it's like this awkward, I don't know what to do. And that was something Vince Vaughn did more so than I think she did.
Oh, yeah.
Because she was coordinated.
No.
I should say Vince Vaughn was coordinated, so when she moved into her, it was just a matter of her straightening up.
Yeah, like it flat.
When she gets into him, she can't operate her arms.
Yeah.
They're too long. Like, what are these things?
Yeah.
She was just a mess inside of him.
But
God, this is hard to talk about.
I know, but he gave her the confidence so that if it ever flips over, I'm not going to say, she would have the confidence because it's what.
Okay, needless to say, this is exactly the movie to watch with a buddy because you're going to be talking about this crap after the movie. Like, oh, did you see that he did this and she did that? And it's cool.
The cool thing about this movie is that it kept me honestly, as I sit here, it kept me on the edge of my seat because I kept on playing in my head this one thing. What they had to do, I can not spoil this without spoiling it. What they had to do is they had to switch bodies again. Yeah, but if you think about this, as soon as they switch bodies, he could go and kill her.
Yeah.
Because she's so weak. And I was getting nervous. I'm like, how are they going to pull this off? Well, it's a very good...
They do a good job at it.
They do a great job. I didn't expect the way that they did it. I didn't know how they were going to do it. I honestly didn't. I didn't know if...
It was a writing problem, right? I mean, when you wrote yourself into a corner...
Absolutely, 100%.
How am I getting out of this corner? And they did a plausible job of it. It seemed like within the movie... I mean, the movie's already preposterous. But within the movie...
That knife was cursed. It was a cursed knife.
It was a cursed knife.
Anyways, yes, it was preposterous, but you're right, Tim. They painted themselves into a corner, and how they got
He had to admit it. Did you notice?
I did.
He wasn't going to just let that go because he's too scared of cursed knives now.
I am. I really am. But you know what? If I was a serial killer and I saw that knife, I'd be like, this would be a kick-ass knife to kill people with. I would think that. Wouldn't you? It's got a little skull on it. Wouldn't you think that? I can see why Vince Vaughn stole it. I can see why he stole it.
That was a good-looking knife.
Isn't it?
A good-looking knife.
Anyways.
It was pretty.
It was pretty. But how this rolls out is Vince Vaughn's the serial killer, right?
Yeah.
He goes on a little bit of a rampage, and they switch bodies, and then they got to get back to normal. Now, Vince Vaughn is perfectly fine being in her body because nobody knows that's him. He's
got the perfect disguise.
He does.
It's much better than an Aaron Rodgers mask.
Yes, it is. It was a very good movie. I really like this movie. I was actually
it's
looking
funny
for like a part 2.
It doesn't stick around too long. It isn't laying at the party too long. They had enough complications.
Yes,
but they didn't start having so many complications that you're like, okay, this is ridiculous.
There's a couple scenes that I thought dragged on too long. Like the scene where Vince Vaughn's in the back seat with the
Viper. That went way too long.
That was a dumb scene. That's a quote unquote Vince Vaughn I'm gonna make people feel uncomfortable scene. Yeah. He can take those scenes and stick them in a sock in a pail.
You know what scene I liked? I liked the jail scene with the sister.
Yeah.
I really liked that because she didn't know what the hell was going on.
No, and it was another scene where you're kind of on the edge of your seat with what was going on.
And you're like, well, what if she kills her sister by mistake?
Yep. There was some really high tension. It was...
So you're just the whole time you're sitting there and you're going, no, wait, that's it, and Lord knows I know what the words "no wait" what those sound like.
No wait.
No wait, no wait. I only hear it about 80 times a show.
What? Wait a second, hold on.
You say it sometimes.
I do?
Yeah, you say sometimes. No, wait, I gotta tell you this.
Hold on a second. That's money.
Thank you, everybody. Yes. Thank you.
I do think that the very, very end, I was not pleased with the very, very end of this because it was a little, like you said, there's some stuff that's so out of line here, but that was a little bit too much for me.
You know what? They did as well as they could. I
could have ended it when it ended.
They
could have ended it right there.
Yeah, they went for the extra scare.
Yeah,
and that I agree with you.
Thank you. Look at this.
It was about one scene too long.
Look at this. I'm a horror movie aficionado. Knocking this stuff out of the ballpark. No, anyways.
Wow.
Good movie, people. Go and
Somebody see it. Has a big opinion of himself.
How can the people get this? Can they rent it or how can they get it?
Oh, it's streaming all over the place.
Blockbuster has it?
Yes, you can go to Blockbuster. I hear if you buy the chips and the fish, you can get it at Arthur Treacher's.
Shut up. Whatever. No, it's a really, really good movie. You didn't even grade yours before. We'll do it all together. We'll do it all together.
Yeah, because this is not working right now.
Do we have any sports connections? Let me just think. Vince Vaughn? No. Yeah, Vince Vaughn was in a sports movie. No. Was he? No.
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 You're really going to say that?
Swingers.
Last season.
Swingers wasn't a...
Dodgeball!
Oh, yeah! Dodgeball! There you go.
What?
It's a bad night for me when it comes to this stuff. And you're probably going to kill me on trivia.
Yeah, have a sip. You need your go juice.
Go Warriors! Go!
You need your go juice.
Shut up. Whatever.
Look at it. I'm pressing buttons. Stuff's not happening. So yeah, we're gonna have to do the scoring in a little bit here.
But you know what?
Let's do trivia.
Okay. Couple things.
I wouldn't have to talk you into that.
Yeah. Who's going first here? I gotta find mine.
I gotta find the button here. Where is it? People say great things about these stream decks, but when they don't work, and that happens on an occasional basis here on the show.
That's why I have to do things old school.
It's really, really bad. Now, we're not going to get our correct sounds. We're not going to get a lot of
We're not going to get correct anyway, so.
That's a hurtful thing.
I know. Is that Jennifer?
Here, let's do this, though.
Hating game.
There it goes. We at least got that.
That should change into a pumpkin as it goes across. Work on that.
I am going to work on that.
We gotta get that knife to cut through here too. That knife from Freaky. We should have that go across.
That I might be okay. Let's not make up stuff for Tim to do. Why don't you go first?
I'm off center here. I can't. All right. You want me to ask you a question first? All right.
Yeah. Okay. Now, for our home audience that hasn't seen this before,
wait a second.
What we doing?
Wait a second. Seriously, we should grade these first. Remember, we got to grade them first and then do the question.
Well, then let me go to the scoring page
because that was the.
Really, you're gonna make me do this? Okay, where is it? Honest to God.
Okay.
Hold on. No, I got it. I got it. Okay.
So what are you gonna?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you, the sports movie.
Yep.
It's a 9. It's a 9. It's about as perfect as you're gonna get while still being a sports movie.
Boy, I'm curious what a 10 would be, but I don't want to know because I'll give you all 10s next time. Man, I can't believe it's just a 9.
Have I given out a 10?
I don't know, but how is that just a 9? What could be more perfect than that?
It was a little long.
That's what she said. All right. Anyways, the horror movie.
I don't have my button to do that now.
The horror movie. Yeah. I love this movie. This is a great movie. Yeah. I'm giving it a 10.
Okay.
There's no wiggle room in there. I got to give it a 10.
All right. You know what? I'm feeling generous. Here we go. There.
Yeah. That's better.
All right.
I give.
It probably is like a 9.5. Let me put it this way. The reason I didn't give it a 10. The reason I didn't give it a 10. A 10 to me is a movie that I finish and I'm like, shit, I want to watch it again right the F now. That movie's such a little roller coaster.
Then give it a 9.
I wasn't ready.
Be true to yourself. Give it a 9.
Nah, that's fine.
Give it a 9. Do it. You're going to hate yourself for not doing it.
Fuck you. All right, here we go.
I want to change my score to a 2. No.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I loved Freaky. And if you people have been watching this
You got a couple coming up I'm really interested in that I have not seen. So I'm hoping that Victory, I think, is next week. That one I got some good hope for.
So anyways, but with my movies, when people, if you know what I watch and what I like, you're going to, and if you like those kind of movies, you're going to know that 10 is going to, you're not going to be thrown aside on that. That's a 10.
Solid flick.
Hell yes, it is.
All right.
I might watch it again when I go home tonight.
Let's go.
Oh, okay. Tim.
Okay. Oh, that's right. I was going to explain. He's going to read 3 statements. One of them will be false. It is up to me to figure out which is false, which I will do expertly.
You're 2 for 2 this year so far. This season.
So far.
This was Kurt Russell's first live-action Disney film since 1975 when he starred in The Strongest Man in the World. The match between the U.S. and the USSR in the movie was shot at the same venue as the original event in Lake Placid.
Okay.
Kurt Russell's son, Wyatt, who had roles in Escape from New York and Soldier, played hockey as a goalie for the University of Alabama, Huntsville, and went on to play professionally in Europe.
Well, Kurt has a sports background because he actually played baseball. I know at least through minor leagues. Mm-hmm. I think he might have even hit the majors for like a week and a half. I'm going to just flat out say I know this was not shot in the Lake Placid location. I know it because almost all this was shot in Canada.
Okay. That could be your answer? Are you sure?
That's my answer. So I think that was B.
Yeah, you think that's the right answer?
I know it's the right answer.
You're right.
I knew that was Canada because I was like, where else are you going to shoot it?
At Lake Placid. Why wouldn't you go back there and just shoot the indoor scene?
Because
the indoor scene.
The Lake Placid venue is now, it's being used very well for a rummage-a-rama type event. It's a flea market.
Yeah, but not in 2004.
In 2004, it was a flea market.
Okay, I'll take my 5 points. Thank you.
Here it comes. Are you ready?
You gave me 5 points already.
No. Oh, I did give you 5. What am I doing? Okay. Here we go. 3 items I have here to read for you. Director Christopher Landon, who also did Happy Death Day.
Oh,
same director.
Oh, then that's why it seemed like
that's why I knew you were going to like
gotcha.
this. Same director. He wrote his first movie, Another Day in Paradise, hoping to have it produced by his father, Michael Landon. Okay, letter B. Alan Ruck, the shop teacher in this film, was a co-star with Michael J. Fox in a late 90s television series. And letter C. Vince Vaughn played Norman Bates in a remake of Psycho made by Gus Van Sant in 1998. He has also been in the horror films The Cell and The Lost World Jurassic Park 2.
Okay, so now I know I already know that. I know C is correct. I mean C is a true answer.
Okay.
Can you tell me what that television series is?
Nope. That makes it easy. Or it may not exist.
No, here's the thing. I think there's a connection between Christopher Landon and Michael Landon. I really do. But
that I'll tell you. Christopher Landon is Michael Landon's son.
I know, but Michael Landon
because
died,
I told you that when we did Happy Death Day.
That's why I said that.
And that you forgot this is the third thing in this week's show that you forgot from a previous season.
I know, but Alan Ruck, I know Alan Ruck played in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Mm-hmm. He was, what's the guy's name, Melvin or?
Cameron.
The shop teacher in the film, so he was. And a co-star with Michael J. Fox. Okay, so wait a second. Michael J. Fox was he was only in, what was it, Family Ties? But that was in the 80s.
Family Ties in the 80s.
I don't think they were in a show in the 90s together. I think Michael J. Fox did. Now you're talking about TV, right? Not
television series.
See, but you watch all these little series that was on for like 3 shows, and then the series was done. So it's probably gonna be one of these one and done type of shows. God, I think Christopher Landon was his first movie, Another Day in Paradise, hoping to have it produced by his father. Yeah, but the ages don't seem to make sense to me on that. I don't think that would be the case. Mother Trucker. I'm going with, you know what, Tim? I'm pissed because I second guessed myself last week.
He gets pissed anytime he doesn't get it. So it's entertaining to me whatever happens.
No, you know what it is? A is the false one.
You think?
Yes.
He didn't write this for Michael Landon. What was Michael Landon's second biggest role?
He was Little House on the Prairie.
Maybe his third. He was in Little House on the Prairie. He was on Bonanza.
And then he was on like this one where he was like an angel or something.
Touched by an Angel, right?
No, don't sway me.
Another Day in Paradise kind of sound
that's how you
like
tried
a
to,
TV
That's how you
movie
tried to weave stuff together. No.
No?
A is false.
A is false.
Yep.
Damn it, you're correct.
Hot damn, there we go. The age, it would have been just...
Do you know the television series that Alan Ruck was in?
I don't know.
Spin City, buddy.
No one knows that.
Spin City, it was on for 9 seasons or something.
Oh, wait a second. I know that television show.
He was in the mayor's office.
Yes.
Alan Ruck sat, I think, across the way.
Yes, he did.
And
then
office.
after Michael J. Fox left, then it was Rob Lowe, right?
Or Charlie Sheen, maybe.
That's what I mean. Charlie Sheen. There you go.
I thought you meant to say Charlie Sheen. And
yes. Look at that. Put points on the board, baby.
You did.
Yeah.
Now I have to find the button. There it is. So Jeff closed a pretty good gap.
I don't even know if that adds up correctly.
What do you mean?
18, 19, 20, 21,
this is a push. This week is a push.
22. I should have 32 points.
What?
Where do you get 37 from? I should have 32. You add up the horror movie and add up Jeff's trivia, and that comes up to 32.
The horror movie?
And Jeff's trivia is 32, not 25.
Yeah, what is going on? I think our statistician...
And then you should have 9, tell him 12, 13, 15, 15, and 15, and 15, you should have 30.
A. B.
Oh, no.
No, I got this right. This is right.
Because you rate the horror movie, so you get the points for that.
Yes, I get the horror movie points. That's how that works. I
almost had them, folks. Gotta get up early in the morning.
Cheating bastard. Cheater.
What do we got going on for next week, Tim?
The cheater.
Tim?
You know, who knows what button I'm going to hit here. Let's see. First, I got to try to find it because the cameras are right in front of buttons. There we go. Oh, look at that. It is Victory.
That's good.
And Night of the Creeps.
I have no idea what that's
So, let's first talk about Victory. Have you seen this?
Yeah. No, I have not seen this. No, I have not.
No.
I've always wanted to watch this movie. This is a soccer movie. It takes place during World War II. These are all like people, POWs in there playing soccer.
Yeah, and Pele's in this thing.
Even better reason to watch.
Yeah, and Michael Caine, Max von Sydow, and Sylvester Stallone. So, I've never seen it, so I have high hopes.
Drago is in this too.
Well, we'll see how I like this one. It is about soccer, so that worries me because I thought we were doing sports movies, not namby-pamby stuff.
Soccer can be fun. Just move on.
I don't soccer. And then,
that's what she said.
This movie, I am going to be extremely interested what your reaction is to it.
I have no idea what this is even about.
It's called Night of the Creeps. You haven't seen this, like I know.
No.
This movie is so crazy. It's like zombies, monsters, and comedy all put together into one movie.
I like that.
You're either going to love this movie or you're going to be like, I don't think you're going to hate it. Because it isn't like so freaking... Oh, what's the year? 80.
Is this an
80
80s,
something?
An 80s movie? All right.
Yeah, it's 80s something. It's a movie that I think you're going to be in the 5 to 10 range and not the 4 and below, because I don't think it's got the stuff that you hate, which is, a devil or, the supernatural really stuff. But I'm not sure you're going to dig it. So this one, I'm really, really fascinated. I love this movie. I know a lot of people that love this movie.
I think for you to say from a 5 to a 10, you just forgot about what I just watched. It's going to have to be as good as Freaky to get a 10. Even get a 9.
Yeah, you're not going to give it a 10.
I'm not giving it a 9.
5 through 8.
We'll see.
I'm estimating. Is somebody
like,
Trogdor? Are you going to write that one down?
Is this like Killer Clowns from Outer Space? Is this like Black Sheep?
It is not as over the top as either of those two.
Okay.
It is a horror movie with a little comedy thrown in.
I can hang with that. I can hang with that.
Yeah. The best part about the movie is the policeman. And that's all I'm going to tell you about him. He's so uber cool. It's just fun. That's going to be season 4, inning 4.
The Quattro.
Dead on the bases. Now.
Oh, you know we didn't mention it all.
Yeah, and I'm going to try to bring it up. I start
talking about it?
Yes, go ahead.
Horror Realm, Horror Realm, Horror Realm. Coming to a city of Pittsburgh near you.
Where the hell?
It's March 4th through the 6th. You got to go there. If you enjoy horror, you're
going to have a great time.
You will, just because there's so many things to see. I mean, first one I went to was last year, and people know that I don't like horror. But I went to this, and it was actually really cool. I mean, everything from the stuff that's on the tables, to talking to people, to the panels, to the movies, it's all great. And to think that Rich puts this thing together, Rich and Sandy, right?
Yep.
They put this thing together, and it's amazing. You have a lot of people there that are going to be like stars, like movie stars. Oh, here it is, Horror Realm, 4th to the 6th. Horror Realm.
And there's going to be some panel discussions.
Yep.
That I'm going to be hosting 2 of them.
Are you?
Deuce. I'm going to have the not taking a deuce, you Neanderthal.
How do you know I was thinking about that? We've been doing this long enough.
I was about to say, how would you not be thinking about that? As soon as I said it, I regretted it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be interviewing David Naughton of American Werewolf in London, which you will be lucky enough to see someday. And you're going to love that movie. But I get to... He's also the guy that sang the song, Be a Pepper, Drink Dr.
No kidding!
Pepper. Yeah. So...
Get out of here, really?
Honest to God. He also had a top 10 hit called Making It. Making It. He was also in the first movie that Michael J. Fox was in.
I know what that was. I know what it was. No, let me say it.
Go ahead.
Midnight Madness.
Yep.
Hot damn.
Yeah, he was the star of that movie.
Midnight Madness, people.
Yeah.
Scavenger hunt through L.A.
Yeah, the all-nighter. All-nighter. Which
awesome.
has come to mean other things over time.
Well, Susan Hoff. Wait. Susan Hoff from the Bangles starred in the all-nighter. True.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Hey, this guy right here. This guy right here. How do I get my finger? This guy right here.
Yeah.
He's got game.
Well, you are smelling a little gamey tonight. Anyway,
go ahead.
The other panel is Fright Night, and I'm going to have William Ragsdale, Amanda Bierce, Stephen Jeffries, and Jonathan Stark of the cast are all going to be there live in the same room and talking about Fright Night.
That's the first movie you had me watch.
Was it the first?
Very first one, right out of the box.
Yeah, you were not happy with that movie. No, he did not like it, and then he had to walk around in my empty garage.
So the thing of it is, believe it or not, all 6 or 5 people listening right now, I'm gonna do a panel.
You are?
Yeah.
Wow, who are you going to be interviewing?
I don't even know. What's her name?
Christina Clem.
There you go, KK. Christina Clem.
She was
in How...
Go ahead.
Can I say it?
Yeah.
She was in the Rob Zombie remake of Halloween.
Yeah.
She was in the remake of Hellboy.
2019.
Yep. She went to Dartmouth.
She's been doing a number of films out there from all genres, but she has kind of clung on to horror because the biggest movie she made was Rob Zombie's Halloween, and she's gotten a lot of fans from that film.
And the thing of it is that she really digs a Midwestern accent, so I think we're going to have a good panel discussion.
She's fluent. She's fluent in four languages. She's fluent in, and you are barely functional in one.
Is one of them? Hey there, hey.
Yeah, there.
Yeah, there.
How do you like coming out here to the Pittsburgh?
Oh.
Well, yeah. Oh, that's gonna be good fun going out to that.
It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Tim and I are gonna road trip it. We're gonna
there are people that are telling me I don't care who it is Jeff is going to be interviewing. I have to be there for that because it's going to be totally surreal. And I said, yep.
We'll have cocktails on the stage. We'll be all right.
It is going to be fun.
Oh,
it is going to be fun.
You know what? It is. You know what? I think it is going to be fun because you guys have no idea what I'm going to bring to this.
I watch every week how Jeff over prepares for this show. I can only imagine. He's gonna have Borden on eBay her baby teeth or something. He's gonna say, "Now look what I got here." You know what this is?
You watch. I think I'm gonna get myself a Dartmouth T-shirt. I think I'm gonna. Honest to God, I'm gonna wear a Dartmouth T-shirt.
Oh my God!
Just blow her mind. All right. Anyway,
I hope I'm right about that.
Well,
I thought I saw it was Dartmouth in their.
I can look it up.
Thing.
I'm not blind.
Oh, you're gonna be. I know I can't BS you on this because you're gonna watch and research.
I got
the hell
even better. I'm gonna get her picture. I'm gonna get her put on a T-shirt, and I'm gonna sit up there with a T-shirt with her picture on it, smiling. How does that sound?
You are going to be reported. For something. It's not going to be pretty.
I'll be like, hey, what's your name again?
Christina.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Christina, how you doing?
How you doing? That, you know what? She's going to fall for you immediately. Okay. All right. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. It's time to close the crypt and call the game. Yep. Thank you all for watching. And remember to share and subscribe to our show and feed. You can find the show at otherworldlyculture.com and follow the show on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Pandora, iHeart, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and other fine places that you find podcasts. In fact, if you yell at your Echo long enough, it will play one of our shows.
Might.
Oh, it will.
Okay.
I tried it earlier.
I believe you.
Okay. Call me a liar.
I'm not.
All right. You kind of are. And it hurt my feeling. The one that I got left.
Okay. Didn't think you had that one left.
Well, when you become a vampire, you learn a certain amount of detachment.
Can we go one show without being a vampire, please?
All right. You just stop being all judgy, and I won't have to call you an umpire.
You got it.
Yeah. He's going to be judgy next week.
I cannot wait.
Next week, there's going to be a lot of judgment coming out, and it's going to be fun. I just wish the movie was a little bit scarier so that you wet your pants just a little bit. That's what I'm hoping. You know what?
This one was a little scary in the beginning. I'm not going to lie. The beginning was scary.
I like that movie because it switches so often. Yeah, Freaky. It switches around and you don't know when it's going to do it because it's kind of like, I'm joking, and now I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. And there's some really good kill scenes in there, too. Some unique ones.
Oh, yeah. Alan Ruck comes to mind.
Yeah, and how about the cryo fit?
Yeah, that's a good one, too. All right. You know what? We should probably watch again. All right. Here we go. If it's sports, you call it a home run. If it's horror, you run home. We're dead on the bases, and we'll see you next time.
Maybe.
If it works. There it goes.
Christine
Clem.
Like a club foot.
Like the soda.
Club soda. All right, I can do that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have a bottle of club soda on the...
We both know that's not going to happen.
I'm going to put so much stuff on that stage that it's just going to be like... I'm going to be like, going, hello. Just wait. You have no idea. I've got so many ideas for this. It's going to be out of hand.
I'm willing to believe it's going to be out of hand.
I have my bag of tricks.
It's going to be
I'm going to have her wear one of our T-shirts up there. One of the merch.
Of course.